Alright, so I was able to pick up a box of Commander Legends. So I'm going to go ahead and crack that on stream today. I'm going to do this kind of quick because people don't really want to watch a video that's 40 minutes long, right? So yeah, we're going after Jeweled Lotus is the card that don't have from this set yet. So we're gonna go through and crack it all. It's the first time using a new setup, so let's see how it works, right? Alright, so we'll start with the commons. Now, I've cracked a lot of this set. I haven't played any of the draft with it. Supposedly, the draft is quite good with it. So, here's one that I always put to the side. I know this set has a lot of commons that I like to have, though at this point, some of these commons like Auxiliary Spear and some of the other commander staples are kind of overdone for me, or at least I have a nice collection of them to where I don't think I'll ever have to purchase them in the future. So, Austere Command, sorcery, choose to destroy all artifacts, destroy all enchantments, convert a mana cost, destroy mana cost 3 or less creatures, and then destroy over. So for 6, not something I was looking for, not particularly good, but okay. And then Amodi Celebrant, Cascade Naga for 5. Spells you cast with chimeric mana cost 6 or greater have Cascade, so that's pretty nice for uncommon. Radiant, Serra Archangel, definitely not one that I'm looking for. And then foil in every ish pack. I mean, gosh, I get a lot of these foils. One of the funny things, put the token over here. One of the funny things about Commander Legend foils, and this one's not too bad, but the warping is real. Alright, let's so yeah, I ended up being able to pick this up at Bodax for $99.99 plus tax, which is honestly one of the better prices that you can find. I always collect the Viscera here, and then one of the better prices you can find in St. Louis, just to talk about a couple things. I mean, Preordained's always good. I feel like this is such a trap card. I mean, I guess if you don't have anything better, but and then like Viscera I always keep, because I think, you know, or at least at one point in time they were worth like $1, and they're not really worth anything. I don't know why I put it to the side other than I just started doing it. Let's see. So that was a nice reprint of a really old card, but not necessarily great, right? And then, of course, the lands are always worth taking. This one says add red, white, enters the battlefield tap unless you have 2 or more opponents. So, man, I don't know if it's worth anything. And then one of the cool parts about these kind of packs, double rare, Cascade, may put a land card from among exiled cards onto the battlefield tap. Okay. And then Urlock, Scorch of Thrash. The player losing unspent mana causes that player to lose that much life. Okay, so he just, and he makes people add mana. That's neat. And then, hey, foil Elf Boy. But look at that. Look at that. not the best on the foil there. And then the Prismatic Piper, which apparently is for like draft, and it gives you one of those like any color commander, so that you can actually play a deck, right? And I don't know, I mean, really the only people who watch this are my friends, but just a shout out to Ryan, because Bodax is actually giving away a Enemy Fetches secret lair. So they're giving away a raffle ticket every time you play in an event, like at the end of the event, so you have to stay and play. But if you stay and play, you get a raffle ticket, and one of the raffle tickets gets the secret lair Enemy Fetches. So, and then this is Prophetic Prism. I always put it to the side because I think it's good, but I don't know if it is actually good. Maybe you guys should tell me in the comments, right? Is that an actually good card, or am I putting junk to the side? It's a common, so I'm assuming junk to the side. Supreme Wall's good, uncommon. And then, okay, first mythic, I think, unless that other guy was mythic. No. So I think he's our first mythic. That's Archon of Coronation. Enters, become the Monarch. I mean, if you're doing a lot of stuff off of Monarch triggers, not for me. And then another rare commander, would scry a number of cards, draw that many cards instead, partner. And then foil, Ancestral Blade. Now that you can see, it's just awful. But yeah, I mean, I know I got this very early, and maybe I should have saved up for Modern Horizons 2, but you know, and if somebody's getting a better price in the comments or has a solid price, let me know. But as far as I'm seeing on things, the pricing just a little too high for me. And then Fëanor Helves, Opal Palace is another one that I always put to the side for commander. I mean, I guess technically you could play those in Legacy, right? But okay, rings. Whenever you activate an ability, if it isn't a mana ability, you may pay 2. If you do copy that ability, you may choose new targets for the copies. So pretty good. And then, all right, True Air, Jared Cathalion. I mean, look, that's one of those etched foils. So that's pretty neat. There's a neato burrito. But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of good cards in this set. I'm looking for a Jewel Lotus, but can pull, like, Corpse Churn. Great card. I mean, it's common. I have a ton of them. Rupture Spire is bad. Bad mana fixing. But yeah, Modern Horizons 2 is coming out. I mean, I'm not getting on board with any of the boxes, but you know, as far as they are, they're a little expensive. Biowaste Blob. Oozes get +1/+1 at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control commander, create a token that's a copy of Biowaste Blob. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty sick in a certain style deck. Tormod the Desecrator. Colnifer. I like this Colnifer guy, but I have a ton of them. And then, hey, I was just saying at the beginning, Corpse Churn, good card, got a foil. But again, the warp is real. But yeah, those Modern Horizon 2 cards, they're going to be great for singles. there's definitely some stuff in there that I really want, but it's too expensive for my taste. I mean, cracking magic is pretty expensive anyways, but hey, command beacon. Put a commander into play into your hand from the command zone, so not bad. And then Seer's Lantern foil. Add scry, and it's a scrying artifact, so and then that guy token. Might as well just put these in the same pile. They all go into the same place. I don't even know why I put some of those to the side anymore. See, and some of these are just really, I mean, like, that's one of the biggest problems with Magic, isn't it? Is that you get so many cards, and some of them are great, but you only need 4, right? Terramorphic expands. Put that to the side. Somebody's gonna hate. I don't even know if Ryan's gonna watch this. I hope he does. Yeah, prototype, combat damage player, destroy target downland permanent that player choice that one of your opponent controls. So, good for multi-opponent games. Shadowcat Familiar, Gian, Archon, Weaver. And again, I don't really know if any of this is worth anything. I'm not really trying to open value. The thing that I really enjoy is just cracking packs, right? Which, as far as packs go, it is a nice feeling to be able to get through. And, you know, especially when you've opened something enough like this. I've opened a lot of this. I pretty much know what I'm going for. Cascade Phoenix. Cast spell with Cascade and return it to the from graveyard to hand. So, I mean, gets those triggers going. Yeah, Glim, Committee Genius, Command Tower, foil. I mean, Command Tower, there you go. Like, that's literally, I think this camera is shaking. It probably is. That's literally a card that you're going to use in every commander deck. And that's literally all I build for. I just like cracking packs. This is literally all I like to do. Playing the game seems like it would be fun. Maybe I'll play some. Do people play on stream? I like the artwork. Yes, the Seb. Feast of Secession. Love that artwork. And then Kamal's Will. Choose one. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you get both. In a turn, any number of target lands you control become 1/1 elemental creatures with vigilance, indestructible, and haste. There are still lands. Choose target creature you don't control. Each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to that creature. It's pretty good. I mean, again, I don't play green. And hey, Fleshbag Marauder and a foil, but yeah, so I mean, let's see if we hit the jackpot. Though, I mean, I did open a couple packs of Commander Legends recently and got a foil, whatever tutor, Vampiric Tutor. But to be honest, I wish it was a foil, because the foil's all bent shit. It's hilarious, to be honest. Hey, all creature. I mean, that is one hell of a good card right there. And then, Dr. Moldrak. You and your permanents control have protection from salamanders. And then each player who has the fewest creatures creates a 4/3 blue salamander warrior creature token. So, hey, and then it's Hans Eriksson. And then that was a pretty good pack. You can't really deny that. I'm gonna keep this going. So, who else is watching the NBA Finals? Because the Nets just took down in Game 1, Milwaukee Bucks. So, I mean, but that's literally no surprise, right? And I think my mic died there for a second, but I hope it didn't. Maybe it did. Commander Spear is my... I wonder if my mic's connected again. I don't know. So, besides issues with that, we're still learning, right? Arcane Signet, always good card. Oppo Agent, impressive. And then Dreamstone Hedron. I mean, I don't really like Dreamstone Hedron, but okay. We have Oil, and then Lessa, Shroud of Dusk, Angel. Nah. Rather than pay 2 for each previous time you've cast a spell from the command zone, this game pay 2 life that many times. So, I mean, she's a 5/5/5. I mean, she's pretty good. I don't know if I would build a deck around her. I don't really care for angel decks. So yeah, today the Bucks lost to the Nets. And yeah, I guess they're the only people who play today. Yeah. I mean, I don't like doing this on a computer. But I mean, the Bucks were for sure going to lose to the Nets anyways, so... I can only guess. Yeah, and then the only other big news, if it isn't even considered news anymore, the Suns, with the shit out of our boys in LA, the Lakers, which, you know, I mean, I get it, like, once AD went out, like, they were gonna lose, but they didn't have to play like they knew they were gonna lose, you know what I mean? Like, hey, Thought Vessel. And then, of course, the land. Land's always good. Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, it's sad. Oh, and then Brute Chronologist. The player whose turn it is may end the turn. So, I mean, those kind of cards are always good for Trixie decks, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm very sad that the Lakers lost, but I'm also very disappointed in my boy LeBron because I feel like he could have played harder. But, you know, I'm not in his shoes. I don't understand the kind of pressure that he's under. No, I always keep the command towers. I mean, why wouldn't you? Put those to the side. You're going to use them at some point. Maybe. See, I like this. I want to make a green-black elves deck. Staff of Domination. It's got a bunch of stuff it can do. So, it's probably a part of some combo. Huh. And then, maybe. But, yeah, the Lakers really came in and underperformed, and there was a lot of giving up on the part of a certain player, and I think, you know, we would have rather seen that not happen. And then, you know, the Nets are going to win the final, go and win, you know, the whole thing. But you know what? I would love nothing more than to see the Nets make it to the finals and lose. And there are definitely teams that can beat the Nets. Body of Knowledge. Power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in your hand. No maximum hand size. Body of Knowledge is dealt damage. Draw that many cards. Okay. So, we're getting to the bottom part here. And we only have a few packs left to go. So, another thing that me and the boys have been doing is we've been playing I don't know if you guys have been playing it. You can let us know in the comments, right? We've been playing Ghosts of Tsushima, which I am such a fan of. Okay, another mythic. Profane Transfusion. 2 target players exchange life totals. You create XX colorless horror artifact creature tokens, where X is the difference between those players' life totals. So, and I hate this card, but I also think it's cool because it's, you know, I want to build a Weatherlight deck and have all like the Weatherlight stuff. And so Say's Ring sucks, but you can make that deck. But we'd have to have like 5 colors, and it would be pretty hard, right? Maybe not. Let me know if you've seen a build for it. Post it in the comments. Yeah, Commander Spear. I mean, I always put those to the side. Maybe I shouldn't, because I've opened a shitload of them. Oh, Green-Black, Undergrowth Stadium. And then Zara Renegade Recruiter. Whenever they attack, look at defending player's hand. Put a creature card from it onto the battlefield and your control tap and attacking that player, planeswalker they control. Return the creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So something that you can like pull creature cards out of opponent hand and then like sack them for, you know, towards something like a sacrifice output. Maybe not necessarily something that blue and red want, but I definitely see utility in that. But yeah, on the Ghost of Tsushima side, very interesting, fun game, compared to like how I've been playing the game before it was Cyberpunk. And, you know, I wanted Cyberpunk to be good, and I did like certain parts of it, but unfortunately it wasn't the game that, you know, that really stuck hold. You know, I never even beat it. Whereas Ghost of Tsushima seems like it's long, requires some skill, and it's pretty fun. I mean, it's like Grand Theft Auto for Samurai, and that's pretty cool, right? I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's how I think of it. Apex Devastator, Cascade, 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 Cascade. Okay, 10-10 for 10 and 4 Cascades. So yeah, probably disgusting, right? And see, this is what I want to build. Llanowar, Abomination of Llanowar, Vigilance, Menace, power and toughness equal to the number of elves you control plus the number of elves cards in your graveyard. Seems really cool, right? Horizon Stone. If you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes colorless instead. So pretty cool. I could probably use that in you know, a certain deck. I mean, for 5 mana, I don't know if I would run it. But it's nice to add to the collection, which I've been trying to figure out how I want to display my collection. Should I buy, because okay, the way I think I should do it is I should get binders for everything, right? I mean, like artifacts, blue cards, multicolor cards, and then promo cards, and then like just cards that have value, right? Like common and uncommon, and then I have like a rare mythic binder. It's a lot of binders, but it would make sure that my collection is like organized enough so that whenever I want to make commander decks, I can just put the cards together. Because I think I've said that in previous videos, that I always like arrange my collection by color, because that's, I mean, I'm typically only building decks, right? So I'm not, you know, separating it by set might make it easier to sell cards, but like really what I'm looking for is, you know, hey, I'm building this deck and I need these cards. So talking about cards, Siren Storm Tamer, I love this card. Played it in Standard a lot, and I think it's really good. Another one of lands, black, white, black. Multi-opponent, always good. And it's nice to have a good collection of them. Yeah, big old 6-mana dragon. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it shares a card type with that permanent, you may reveal that card and put it into your hand. So, I mean, I don't know if you'd build a deck around it, but there's for knowledge. I definitely see this in play. It's a foil, always worth it. So, got 5 packs left. We've been hunting for Jeweled Lotus. Haven't seen a mana drain. Haven't seen a vampiric tutor. Haven't seen a Jeweled Lotus. With 5 packs left, what's the chances? Probably not great, but let's get there, right? I mean, and then Dawn Glade Regent. Not what we were looking for. Not what we were looking for. But yeah, any of the people out there who's playing Ghost of Tsushima, and what do you think about it? Definitely want to know what you think down in the comments, really about anything. Like, you know, obviously we got Modern Horizons 2, we've got NBA Finals going on. I don't know if anybody cares about that besides me. But, like, Trailblazers got knocked out. Clippers are tied and forced to Game 7. That's happening tomorrow, 2:30. So, Sunday the 6th. So, I mean, what are you guys thinking about that? I mean, I think it's going to be... I haven't really caught games at the end of the season. Halfway through the season, I felt very confident that the Lakers could do something. But, you know, they can't. And they didn't, but who cares, right? And then now I'm thinking it's like Jazz and Nets, and it's going to be, or not Jazz, and yeah, Jazz and Nets. And I think it's going to be Jazz and 6. What do you guys think? I mean, I really have been following the Nets hard, but I really hate James Harden. I don't hate him. I think he's a phenomenal basketball player. But, hey, Brass Hero, great. Uncommon. Definitely always put those to the side. But, yeah, I mean, I love to follow James Harden. And I have a love-hate relationship with him because, I mean, obviously he's a fantastic baller. So, you can't really say too much. But I will say that for as much as I hope they get to the finals, I do hope they lose to the Jazz. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say hope. I just think they will. But, you know, when you look at like a starting 5 on the Nets, that's one powerhouse. And if they do win the final, you know, win the NBA championships, I mean, you know, you're definitely looking at a team that deserves that kind of recognition. I mean, it's a powerhouse, right? Flamekin, Herald. Commander spells you cast have Cascade. Okay. I mean, Wolf Commander, cool. And then Dragon Mantle foil. I mean, play some Dragon Mantle and Popper. Yeah, hit me with that. Who's playing Popper? Bodex has it twice a week, and I think you should go and play, because right now, every time you play in an event, at the end of the event, you get a ticket. You can win those enemy fetches, and I am all about that life, right? So, Reclamation Sage is good, right? Laboratory Drudge. Beginning of each end step, draw a card if you've cast a spell on a graveyard. Activated ability of a card in a graveyard this turn. Okay. Kamal, Heart of Krosa. At beginning of combat in your turn, creatures you can control gain +3/+3 and trample. So, I mean, a great card, right? Not what I'm looking for. Seraph of Dawn. So, I mean, like, my mythics haven't been bad, but they're definitely not the ones I've been looking for. And I sure would love to get some of those full arts, but at this point, I think I'm just cracking for fun, because this is pack number 2 left. Fleshbag Marauder. And you know what? I mean, look at this stack of cards I'm going to keep, right? Like, those are ones that I'm like, okay, I got to separate these out, right? Mask of Memory. Keeper of the Accord. Beginning of each opponent's end step of that player controls creatures. Yeah, okay. I mean, at this point, maybe I'm getting a little sore about it, but geez, it would have sure been nice to have gotten at least one of the cards that I was looking for. But I already have Mana Drain and Vampiric Tutor, so I was really just hoping for a Jeweled Lotus. But, you know, them's the breaks, ain't they? Maybe this is the Jeweled Lotus pack, right? It's the last one. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I always put Terramorphic Expanse to the side. Court of Grace. Nah. This isn't the park. Not today. Well, guys, thanks for watching. For those of you who did. Everybody else, I mean, thanks for not watching, I guess. I can appreciate apathy, right? Alright, well, hey guys, take care. Comment, like, don't subscribe.